Well, I promised you something special at the top of the show, and my next guest is with me now, Mr. Michael Reagan. Of course, he is a noted author. He is a political consultant. Of course, he is also the son of the great President Ronald Reagan. Michael, great to have you here.
Good to be here.
Now, I understand you have a new book, too.
New Reagan Revolution has been out about 2 weeks, and it's doing great.
You know, it's kind of full circle having you on the show, because when I started MoneyTV 15 years ago, I launched it by advertising on your radio show.
Yeah, and you're still standing, which is really great. But, you know, I left radio about 1.5 years ago because I got so involved. I have my own little foundation, Reagan Legacy Foundation. I'm writing, I'm out speaking. It's like radio really got in the way of all the other things I needed to do. And, you know, carrying on my father's legacy is not an easy thing either. No,
absolutely not. A great legacy that it is. Now, you have something that you've just launched that is very interesting. I know you're here to talk about it. It's called Reagan.com. Tell us about that.
Well, I've had the website, as you know, forever, Reagan.com. But I started to run surveys to find out, you know, AOL and Google and Hotmail and me and all these email services, where do they send their political money? Well, Apple sends 100% of their political money to the liberals in Washington. Microsoft, 71% go to the Pelosi's and the Reeds and the Obamas. And if you really add up, almost 75% of the political dollars that go to Washington, D.C. from all these email services end up political causes. And I'm thinking to myself, all these conservatives who love these conservative causes have email addresses that are working against them every single step of the way. So I took Reagan.com and made it the first ever conservative email service provider. You can have your name by going to Reagan.com, signing up, you have your name at Reagan.com. You know what my guarantee is? I'll guarantee you, any profits from that are not going to be going to Pelosi, Reid, and Obama and liberal causes. They're going to be going to conservative causes nationwide.
Well, that is really remarkable, because I think a lot of people, like you said, are not aware.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you can get a free Google email, you can get a free Yahoo email, I mean, but they don't realize that there are pop-up ads and all these things, and that's where the money is generated, and then they're turning around, as you say, and donating to liberal causes that, for those folks who have conservative beliefs like you and I, we certainly don't want the money going in that direction.
Absolutely right. And, you know, you might remember AOL was not free in the beginning.
No.
You were charged $8 a month, $9 a month. There's also the upticks on many of these, where with Reagan.com you have a search engine. Now the search engine's great. We have the only one like it. You search for an issue, and what pops up is the left and the right of it. So you get both sides. Calendar's there, everything's there. So it's already upgraded, if you will. It runs about $40 a year right now. And you're right. When we get millions and millions of people signing up, all we need are, you know, the ads. And that's what's going on with everybody now. They think it's free, but it's not free. It's costing them, well, many things, and not only cost them dollars, also cost them their beliefs.
Well, now this is in an infancy stage, so if someone wants their particular name at Reagan.com, probably the good thing to do is go to Reagan.com right now and get that before somebody else has it.
Oh, absolutely right. I mean, worldwide you can certainly do it, and it's exciting to kind of watch this grow, because you got Reagan, greatest name a conservative ever. Nationwide, worldwide, loved by 70–80% of the American people, and worldwide by everybody else. So to have your name at Reagan.com is kind of a special deal.
You know, Michael, you know, obviously in this last election we saw what was the frustration of the American people with what is currently going on in Washington. I mean, I think Congress's approval rating is something like 20%, which is amazing.
High?
Yeah, when you think that 80% of the people out there think Congress is doing a bad job. But one thing that many conservatives are probably concerned about right now as we look forward to the election in 2012 is we haven't seen a standard bearer yet come forth in the conservative side. Does that concern you?
No, it really doesn't concern me. I think what concerns me is you have too many people quoting Ronald Reagan who are not quotable themselves. So, you know, I could name Ronald Reagan in 5 notes. I could do it in 4, and name it in 2. They need to find their own voice in who they are. And I think what we're missing on the conservative side of it, we're missing a leader. There's nobody really leading. I think the only people really leading right now are not those who look like they may run for president. The only leaders we have in our party right now are sitting in New Jersey and Wisconsin as the governors of those 2 states. They're both acting Reagan-esque, if you will, in the way they are running their states. We need those who are running for president to look the same way.
Well, it's become so difficult now to achieve that national profile where everybody can kind of, get in line behind the Pied Piper, so to speak. And I hate to use that term, but that's really what it becomes in this media frenzy world. That we need someone that everyone can say, "That's my gal" or "That's my guy."
Oh, absolutely right. But Ronald Reagan, what made him great was he never made politics personal.
Right.
It was always on the level of the political situation. It wasn't personal. Today, maybe because of too much media and ratings, people trying to raise the bar, if you will, things have gotten too personal and then nothing gets done. If you want to get things done, keep it at the political level, get it out of the personal level, get out of the personal attacks. Another thing, if I was talking to the Republicans out there who would like to be president, just because somebody is dissing you doesn't mean you need to find a microphone and talk about it. Sometimes Ronald Reagan's best answer was no answer at all.
You're absolutely right. I wonder how your dad would have handled today's 24/7, 365-day, 50-channel media coverage. I mean, I think he would have handled it admirably, but I wonder how that would have affected his whole administration.
Well, it would have affected my sister Maureen, who passed away in 2001, myself and Nancy and the rest of the family. Those things never bothered Dad.
That's true.
He never allowed the media to control what he wanted to accomplish as President of the United States of America. And it worked for him. And, of course, the rest of us would go crazy in the family. Nancy would eat bananas and what have you and wonder, why isn't he getting mad? But Dad never got angry. I think the only time he got angry was when they took that microphone away from him in 1980 in New Hampshire. He said, "I paid for that microphone. Give it back to me."
Once again, Michael Reagan, and we're talking, of course, about politics, conservatism, and Reagan.com, where you can have your own email address at Reagan.com. Michael, great idea. Best of success for it. And I thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Thanks for having me on. Appreciate to go, round the circle here and meet now with you.
15 years.
It's great.
Great. Take care.
Thank you.